confusion in Delaware's real estate market, taxes, and unfortunately, we have a business closure. All that and more on today's episode of Your Delaware. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Jen, your Delaware Realtor. I'm a local Delaware real estate agent that basically covers the entire state because we're pretty small. So whether you're looking to buy or sell in Delaware, I would absolutely love the opportunity to help you. My information is down below in the description. So please feel free to send me an email. Okay, so today, I just want to go over a couple things that I've seen. It's going to sound like I'm going on a little bit of a rant today, but I feel like there's so much to go over. So one of the things being, let me just show you the confusion that the media actually brings to Delaware residents and anyone honestly looking to move to Delaware. So I just want to show you two different articles that were literally under one another. Okay. So I'm not going to name the names, but I go to this website and there are two articles right below one another. They're written 2 days apart. So let's just look at them. All right. So the first one says, Delaware home listings asked for less money in December. See the current median price here. And then the one right under it, it says, Delaware home sales up 20% in December while prices rise 5% compared with previous year. What? You just said they asked for less money. And then the next one says that the sales are up 20%. I can totally understand why someone would be confused by reading both of them. And like I said, right below one another, 2 days apart from one another. So let's actually go over what the articles say. So the first one that says that they asked for less money essentially says that there was a slight decrease from November to December in the median home prices. So essentially, the median home price in Delaware in December was $479,940. The median home listed for sale had 2,048 square feet with a price of $235 per square foot. In Newcastle County, the median home price listed was $399,900 in December, and that's down about 2.4% from November. And then if you compare that with December of 2023, the median home list price slightly decreased from $400,000. Now, from a realtor that is in this market every day, really. Yes, I am seeing more price decreases. I don't like to confuse the public by saying that sale prices were up 20% in December. To me, that doesn't make really any sense. I definitely think that there are more homes for sale on the market currently. If I'm just being completely honest, the market is kind of frozen, really. We're not seeing a lot of activity. And so essentially what the second article is saying is that there are two reasons if you're a seller that you should be concerned, or if you're a buyer, you should be celebrating. So it says the median sold price was down slightly from November from $388,190 and from October's all-time high of $397,650. So prices have cooled a bit in the past few months. Yes, they have cooled a bit in the past few months. And the reason being is that people are telling you, I can't afford it. So we're having more buyers sit out on the sidelines than we are from previous years. Also, in December, you have the holidays. So we've talked about this I've talked about this in my market reports. In December, we see activity in the first, I want to say week and a half of December. And then we see a sharp kind of decline because people don't really want to show their house during December because of the holidays. And buyers don't really want to buy because they're focused on the holidays. Now, do we usually see activity pick up in the end of December? Yes, because what happens is that people decide that they've gone to families' houses and they're like, oh my gosh, I want that. And then they put their house up on the market, or they prepare themselves to put their house up on the market. But with the snow and everything else that we have gotten in the last couple of weeks, activity has just been down. No one really wants to go anywhere. It has been freezing. We had a polar vortex come through where it was literally 9 degrees. So I know people don't want to tour in that. And I get it. You don't want to leave your house. You don't want to leave your comfy clothes. So yeah, I can understand why the activity is down. It did say that the average days a home was listed on the market before selling climbed to 43.7 days versus 40 in November and 35 in December of 2023. That means sellers are having to wait longer and maybe more willing to make a deal with buyers to speed up a sale. This is true. Yes, I am definitely seeing homes on the market for longer. I actually just did a video yesterday where I was looking at homes in Sussex County, and I'm seeing homes sit on the market for 40 days. I saw one, it was 167 days. I've seen 3 weeks. I've seen a month. I've seen 60 days. Yes, homes are sitting on the market. If you are looking in Sussex County, the best time to purchase a beach house or in Sussex County is in the winter, because of basically what this just said. If the home sits on the market for longer, sellers get impatient and they are sometimes willing, I'm going to reiterate that, sometimes willing to strike a deal with you. So yeah, if you are thinking about purchasing in Sussex County, I personally think the best time would be right around this time, because as we head into spring, you have more competition. Essentially, you have more buyers that are coming out saying, hey, I am actually interested in purchasing at the beach or anywhere really in Delaware, you and a bunch of other people. And then we do see more activity in home sales, meaning more sellers want to put their home on the market as well because it's not very cold anymore. So I just want to make sure that you're actually reading the articles and not just reading the headlines. And when I say because this could be super confusing, and unless you're have a relationship with a trusted real estate advisor, whether it be a realtor or, a mortgage lender, not that they know this part, I would be very confused. If I wasn't in the business and I read both of these articles back to back and just the headlines, I would be like, so what is it? Are sales up 20%? Or are people taking less money for their house? So this is why I say it is always, always, always recommended to have a trusted real estate advisor, a realtor that is in the market every day, that is paying attention to what's happening outside of the real estate market, meaning the factors that would affect the real estate market, whether it be the CPI report, the jobs report, the bond market, having a close relationship with a mortgage lender. I mean, this is so important. And this is why, right here, this is why. So I'm going to end my rant. I know that but basically what I'm trying to say is, yes, activity is down. I'm going to sum this all up. Yes, activity is down. Does that mean that you may be able to strike a deal right now? Maybe. I'm not going to say yes, and I'm not going to say no. There are some people that put up their house on the market and they don't care whether they sell it or not. So if you run into someone like that, you might not be able to strike a deal with them. But on the other hand, you may have someone that is absolutely needing to sell. For example, if you are in the military, we have a huge military population in Delaware, and you are being transferred to a different base. Yeah, you got to sell your house unless you're renting it out. So you may be able to strike a deal with someone. So essentially what I mean by this is, if you are in a position to buy and you are looking to purchase, that is the right time. If it makes sense for you, don't try and time the market. We've already discussed this in multiple videos. It does not make sense to time the market. If it makes sense financially and you are in a position to purchase, now might be the time. All right, I'm going to end my little rant. All right, we're moving on. Okay, so I know that we've talked about this. I believe we talked about this before, but tax reassessments were done throughout the state of Delaware. If you lived in Newcastle County, tax reassessments have not been completed since 1980. So yes, almost every single person, I think every single person, your taxes went up. Now, we do not know what that means. We all received like these little nice tax papers that said on there, this is not a bill. But it basically said what your reassessment value is. And then I believe they're going to tell us hopefully in the next couple of months, because I think it starts to be enforced in March, what that means for your overall tax bill. If you would like to talk to a tax reassessment expert, they are speaking on February 5th in Sussex County. So essentially what it looks like is that the Sussex County League of Women Voters will host a presentation titled The Ins and Outs of Tax Reassessment. It is going to be from 11:30 to 2 on Wednesday, February 5th at the Cottage Cafe in Bethany Beach. So there's going to be guest speakers who it looks like the service manager for Sussex County's finance department. And then it says the current project to revalue all properties in Sussex County and across Delaware follows a lawsuit over outdated property values that was settled in 2021 among the three counties, state and litigants. I think that's how you say it. The assessments are used in the calculation of annual property taxes with revenue collected for local government services and public education. So it says the luncheon is open to all, but seating is limited and pre-registration is required. So if that is something that you are interested in and you can make this on a Wednesday at 11:30, I highly recommend going to this. It looks like they're going to explain the ins and outs of the tax reassessment. If you are in Newcastle County, I have not found anything that would explain this yet. And if you are in Kent County, I have not found a presentation that will explain this. Kent County also went through a tax reassessment. All three counties really did. But I know Newcastle County, because I live in Newcastle County, we have not been reassessed since 1980. So yes, I think my reassessment went up 581%, if I did the calculation correct. So I cannot wait to get that lovely bill in the mail. Speaking of taxes. So I am in the Smyrna School District. I just told you I am in Newcastle County. The Smyrna School District is voting on an operating referendum on March 15th. So it says that the district is hoping to raise $5.4 million for hiring and retention of teachers and staff, school safety, and certain expenses for extracurricular activities, clubs, and sports. Also, the Smyrna School District hopes to make more investments in technology. It says last year, voters rejected the operating and capital referendum, but later approved the capital referendum for a new intermediate school when the operating portion was taken out. I do remember this. I do remember that part going through. It says that the community meetings to explain the referendum, the property tax impacts, and to answer questions will take place on February 12th at the central office at 6 p.m. and March 11th at Smyrna Middle School at 7 p.m. If approved, taxes in Newcastle County would increase 39.33 cents per $100 of assessed property value based on the current assessed rate. The Kent County property owners would pay an additional 9.24 cents per $100 assessed property value. So this is the part that I don't think I understand. Most, I think, and maybe I'm reading this wrong, but why is there such a huge difference in Newcastle County and Kent County? For example, like the couple houses down from me is Kent County. So there are not many people that live in Newcastle County that are part of the Smyrna School District. So I don't understand why our taxes are going up 39.33%. and Kent's only going up 9.24%. Unless what this is trying to say is because it says an additional. So does that mean that essentially they would be paying like 48 cents per 100? Like, is that how I'm reading this? It says, according to Smyrna School District, if the referendum is not approved, the district will face budget shortfalls, which could result in cuts to programs, staffing issues, and other resources that directly impact students and staff. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you what I have been seeing across social media about this. There has not been an audit done to the Smyrna School District budget and where the money is essentially going. Personally, I do think that there needs to be a little bit more transparency, because what's happening is that you are seeing these numbers come out about the proficiency of the reading and math levels of the Smyrna School District, and they are not good. So what taxpayers are complaining about is that essentially you're asking for more money right after we just had a tax reassessment. So not only are we getting hit with a tax reassessment, we also are getting hit with now a referendum, which is going to increase our property taxes or our school taxes essentially, in addition to the property taxes just going up. So it's almost like a double whammy. And if you live in the town of Smyrna, your property taxes doubled, if not tripled, almost overnight. So I can understand why many taxpayers in the district are complaining. Essentially, they are being hit from all sides. Obviously, the cost of groceries has gone up. The cost of electric has gone up. If you live in Newcastle County and you have Delmarva Power, that's been another complaint right now, is that the fact that there are now delivery charges on your bill and no one knows what these delivery charges are. So you have like a service fee and you have a delivery charge. That's a whole other topic that I hope gets taken care of, because ultimately Delmarva Power is a monopoly and I'm still not understanding why that's okay too. But anyway, that's that's a totally other subject, and we'll get to that probably next week because I'm trying to get more information on that. I can understand why taxpayers would be upset about this. If I'm being completely honest, I am one of those people, because what's happening is that people are pulling their kids out of school districts because the proficiency levels of the math and reading, and they're basically saying, well, what am I paying for? So we pay for these social services and then they're not even being used. People are homeschooling, people are putting their kids into private school, and they're still having to pay for public school. Also, I know that one of the other complaints is that there are a lot of retirees that do not have children in the public school system, and they also do not want their taxes to go up, essentially, since we just had we had the reassessment, and we also just had a referendum to pay for a new school. So I can understand where everyone is coming from. And if you are in the district and you see this and you have another side of it, please let me know. I'm open to seeing the other side of it. And I get it. I have seen that the band needs new uniforms. I've seen that. And I get that the extracurricular activities are normally the first thing to be cut. And I understand that. I also understand that where I grew up, if the school didn't offer it, there were clubs. So either way, I guess you're going to kind of pay that money. So whether you pay for your parents or you yourself pay for a club membership, or you go to you go through the school, it seems like, yeah, you're going to get hit with some kind of fee. So yeah, it's this whole part right here where it says the 39 cents and then the 9 cents. I just don't understand why there is such a huge difference there, unless I'm reading this incorrectly. And this really truly means that Kent County would actually be paying 48 cents or something. If that's the case, then I guess that makes sense because there are more people that live in Kent County that are in the Smyrna School District than there are in Newcastle County. Like I'm literally probably only a street over from the Apo School District. So, and I know you can choice your kids in. I've also, and I don't know how true this is, but I've also seen that Delaware is like really the only state that doesn't get like the government funding. So they essentially have to have the town that they're located in vote on getting the funding, as opposed to like the government doing that. I don't know how true that is. So I don't, if you do know if that's true, please let me know. But yeah, across the board, people are just very, very, very frustrated right now. So I do think that I am actually going to go to either the February 12th or March 11th meeting, just because I want to just be informed. I want to know, like, what does it mean? And is there an audit going to be done? And like, can we have a little bit more transparency? So moving right along. So I know that some of my clients are going to be very upset to hear this, but the Delaware State Fair has announced that they will be closing the ice rink in Harrington. This also came with a lot of negative feedback. So on Friday, I think it was Friday. It's either Thursday or Friday. Delaware State Fair announced that they would be keeping the center ice rink open would no longer be sustainable. It says over $500,000 in urgent repairs are needed at the facility, according to the State Fair, in addition to over $1 million commitment needed for the next several years. So it says that in November of 2024, the facility's compressors experienced a catastrophic failure requiring a full replacement. It's this statement, what's coming up next, what I'm about to say, does not really truly explain, like this is just saying the revenue. But this is not saying what the expenses are. So it says, according to financial statements obtained by WBOC, the center's facility saw a revenue of $784,788 in 2022 and $768,000 essentially in 2023. So the ice rink has been open for the past 20 years, which that kind of blows my mind. I didn't think it was that long because, I've been going to the Delaware State Fair since I was probably in diapers. I didn't think it was that long, but essentially they notified everyone that they would need to find a new place for like ice hockey. And there has been a lot of negative feedback. A lot of people are complaining, saying that it was mismanagement of funds. Some people are complaining, saying, I guess there is a huge veteran league, and it's something that brings another sense of brotherhood. So I know that they were very, very upset because we currently do not have another ice skating rink like this in Kent County or even Sussex County. I believe it's Newcastle County, I think in Wilmington, I do believe we have an ice skating rink. I think I could be wrong. It could be right over the PA line. Like I know there, like where I'm, like I know there's Ice Works, but that is also like an hour away. That's in Aston. So I can understand why people are upset. So in reading this, there was part of this article says that the manager expressed optimism Friday that the planned Dover Civic Arena would be soon operational to fill the void of a skating facility in Kent County. So when that came up, I actually clicked on it because I didn't know that there was a planned Dover Civic Arena. And I kind of went down the rabbit hole, I guess. And it looks like So this was dated back in April of 2023. Delaware Thunder dreams big with plans for Dover Civic Arena. So it looks like the Delaware Thunder hockey team had been dealt a major blow after the state fairgrounds chose not to renew the team's lease at their home rink in Harrington. So to me, this has been in the works since 2023, if I'm understanding correctly, because you essentially didn't renew their lease. And then, so I don't know how long they've been doing bad for, essentially. So the team has big plans for Shuttle Park in Dover, and city officials have expressed interest in leasing out 8 acres of land within the park to the team. However, the Thunder must now figure out how to pay for the project. So then I went a step further and I remembered that if it was it was probably one of my beginning episodes of Your Delaware. We talked about the state was trying to drum up sports tourism in trying to bring people to Delaware as like a destination so that they would like the Delaware turf fields, and like they just built that hotel right there, and like the restaurants benefit from it. So I know that they have been trying to, bring tourism to Delaware, sports tourism. So I did a little bit of research on that. And essentially in November of 2024, it says the Sports Tourism Fund panel considers $47 million in requests. So it does look like Delaware Thunder had applied for funds. Also, here are a couple other places that have applied for funds. So Midway Pickleball applied for the second time in seeking $2 million for an indoor sports complex that would include 12 indoor courts specifically for pickleball. This is because the project costs have more than tripled. Also, there was a First State Aquatic Center, which would be the state-of-the-art proposed aquatic facility featuring 8-lane Olympic pool, an 8-lane short pool course, a zero-depth entry multi-use pool, a diving well, seating for 1,500 spectators, and a ninja cross obstacle course. So they were seeking $10 million for a project. Bethany Club Tennis was seeking $3.3 million to build a new facility for tennis courts. The Kirkwood Sports Complex is seeking $4 million for installing 5 turf fields and lighting, as well as 300 new parking spots. The Chase Fieldhouse received $6 million to build an indoor track facility. The Goldie Beacom College is also seeking $2 million of a $4 million project seeking to install a multi-sport synthetic turf field, which would accommodate more than 1,000 spectators, complete with press box and stadium lights for evening events. Slesianum was looking to resurface the track and field and pave a lot for overflow parking. Dave Marshall Tennis and Pickleball for a new clubhouse at its complex near Lewis. I'm wondering if that's the one that we just talked about in last episode, that there is a new pickleball facility in Lewis that just opened. Or it could have been the other one because it did just say 12 courts. So I'm not sure which one it was. And then the Dover Civic Arena was looking for $3 million. Dover Motor Speedway had requested $436,993 and they wanted to update paving, elevators, HVAC, and a media center with enhanced audio. And then there was a couple other ones. Sports at the Beach wanted some money. They said that they wanted to resurface the parking lot, which was 21 years old. They wanted to put up new netting and cages for 30 batting cages. And then there was a couple other ones. So it looks like, unfortunately, and from the research that I've done, I don't think that the Dover Civic Arena is done yet. So when it says soon operational, I mean, I really hope that it's soon. Like, it says the Delaware State Fair says the ice rink will eventually be converted into a multi-use event center and operate year-round to host events, gatherings, concerts, and programs. So it says the 2025 season is slated to end May 18th, 2025. So hopefully in this, from January to May, we figure out somewhere where either, I mean, I wish that it doesn't sound like it's for sale. So unfortunately, even if someone wanted to come in and essentially say, I'm going to put up the funds for the $500,000 that's necessary and the $1 million that's necessary for the next several years, it looks like the Delaware State Fair has kind of just made their decision that they're going to make it into something else. So it doesn't look like this part is for sale. So I don't know if it's ever going to come back to Harrington, or if hopefully someone just builds something else, or this Dover Civic Arena works out. So stay tuned for more information on that. I'm going to see if I can get more information. But I know that I have a few clients that we're really looking forward to this ice skating rink. So it broke my heart to have to email them and tell them that this was closing. I felt awful. And I'm really bummed too, because I'm not an ice skater, not by any means. To be honest with you, the first time that I ever went ice skating and actually enjoyed it was probably right after we moved here, to Clayton, and we went, I'm pretty sure I was in Wilmington. It was the first time that I didn't actually fall. I'm not very good at ice skating. And the only reason I didn't fall is because I held on to my husband the whole time. So, but yeah. Anyway, I'm hoping that I have better news on that in the near future. All right. So I know we talked about this in the last episode, but Delaware Online was doing a Girl Scout cookie poll, and we were trying to vote for the best cookie. So they are down to the final 4. So looks like it is between Caramel Delights, or Samoas, like I called them, or it is between the Do-si-dos, which is the peanut butter sandwich. And then it is the Tagalongs versus the Thin Mints. Do you know what I find to be really funny is that these are the original ones. These are the ones that I grew up with. I remember all of these names: Thin Mints, Samoas, Do-si-dos, Tagalongs. If I had to vote between those 4, guys, I'm sorry, I'm going Samoa. I really, really like that cookie. It's just so good. So good. I know Thin Mints are good, but I'm going Samoa. So let me know what you would vote for. It's the original 4. I love that. I mean, I love the new ones. Don't get me wrong. It's just, maybe it's nostalgia, but I'm going Samoa. Let me know what you would vote for. So we're going to move gears a little bit. So we went out for Mike's birthday to Sushiyama in Middletown. It is, honestly, it's in a shopping center with Buffalo Wild Wings, Cochran's Liquors. I think there's a U.S. Mail barbershop right next to it. And you would have, it's just it looks like a shopping center it just says Sushiyama. Their sushi is so good. Just so good. And I'm the type of person, I like variety. My eyes are always bigger than my stomach, and I order an insane amount of rolls. Every time. And I usually get the chicken teriyaki and we split it. And it was so good. And they always come out with this really cool display. So this time they did a little bit of dry ice, and it was steaming off or whatever it does. And I just love it. They always have some kind of display when they bring it out, and it's so good. But like I said, my eyes are always bigger than my stomach, so I always take some home. It was Nora's first time having sushi. I didn't give her the raw stuff. Don't come for me in the comments. I gave her it was a California roll, which had crab meat. But she really enjoyed it. She loves to people watch. But yes, I love it because they do have, I believe it's 2 hibachi tables. They have a little bar area that you could sit up where like they make the actual sushi, and then they have tables and booths. And it's pretty small, but they also have a takeout window, which came during COVID. So if you are someone that doesn't want to go and sit down, like if you have children like me, I was very nervous because the first time that we ever tried to take Nora to Sushiyama was Valentine's Day of last year, and she was still like an infant. It did not go well. We actually ended up leaving before because she lost her mind when we got there. She was very tired. It was just mom fail on my part. Should not have taken her. But this time I was a little nervous because I'm like, I don't know how she's going to like react, but it went absolutely amazing. She loved it. I loved it. Mike loved it. They have so many different rolls. So you get to like order on this like piece of paper. You like put how many rolls you want. They have sashimi. They have a full menu too. Like, don't get me wrong. It's not just sushi. And I believe, if I'm understanding this correctly, they're also owned by the same people as Kiku, which is right across the street, which is like another restaurant in Middletown. It's right by the Chick-fil-A. So if you are in the mood for sushi, I 1,000% recommend it. And I will definitely I'll post some pictures because, like I said, so good if you are in the Middletown area and you are looking for a sushi place. If you know of another sushi place that you can recommend, I'm a huge fan of sushi. So good. I'm actually wanting to try this new place right off of 202. I think it's called like Number One Sushi. Do not let the name fool you. I've heard very good things about it. I'm definitely going to check it out. So if you know of another sushi place, besides like Stingray and Culture Pearl, because yes, they are staples. They are down in Sussex County. Love them. Love them. But I'm saying, if you know like a hole in the wall sushi place that I should check out, please let me know. Also, I did see your comments about places like pizza places to check out. Yes, I will be checking them out very shortly. I am one of those people that hibernate in the winter, so just waiting for the snow to melt and I will be out there again. But yes, I thank you for commenting and let me know what pizza places to check out, because like I said, Grotto's ain't doing it for me. I'd rather eat this table. All right. So I think I'm going to wrap it up. Oh, guys, I'm really sorry. There's not much going on this weekend. We are in the dead of winter. So I fully expect us to not have a lot going on. If anyone checked out that Smyrna Harley Davidson stew competition, please let me know how that was. I stayed in. I'm going to be staying in until the Super Bowl. Go Birds. Very excited for that. I'm sure there will be plenty of different Super Bowl parties going on that I'll have more information on. Right now, I don't see very many. So if you do know of anything going on, let me know. But all right, I'm going to sign off of here. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and share this with all of your friends. And I will see you on next week's episode. Hey, if you are thinking about moving to Delaware, you should definitely check out this video right here. And if you would love to tour Delaware new construction homes with me, check out this playlist right here. And don't forget, subscribe to my channel.